On today's show, Mercedes-Benz jumps into the pickup segment. Heavy-duty trucks continue to slide, which could be a bad sign for car sales, and why the cost of operating an electric car is going to go up. All that and more coming right up on Autoline Daily. This is Autoline Daily, the show that covers cars, trucks, and all aspects of mobility. And when we say all aspects of mobility, that includes motorcycles, because we're seeing Harley-Davidson struggle with a generational change. Harley rode the baby boomer wave to record levels of sales, but boomers are retiring and moving on to the other stages of their lives and not buying as many hogs. And when it comes to millennials, well, they never grew up with inspirations like the movie Easy Rider, and Harleys just don't mean as much to them. Even more important, when motorcycle sales collapsed during the Great Recession, they never recovered. They're half of what they were a decade ago. As a result, Harley's earnings are down, its stock price is falling, it's laying off workers in the United States, and is going to build a new assembly plant in Thailand. And whoever would have thought it would have come to that? As we've reported before, sales of heavy-duty trucks are a leading economic indicator. Class 8 sales in the U.S. began dropping last year, and that sure was a leading indicator for light vehicle sales. And Wards reports that trend continued in June. Class 8 sales were down close to 6%, and year-to-date, sales have plummeted 19%. However, it's a different story for medium-duty Class 4 to 7 trucks. Sales in that segment were up 17% in June, and through the first half of the year, sales are up about 4%. Combined, medium and heavy-duty sales are down close to 8% for the year in the U.S. But big truck sales are rebounding in Canada. Last month, sales were up 26%, and for the year, they're up over 6%. Hopefully, that's a sign of what will happen with light vehicles. Still to come, Mercedes takes the wraps off its new pickup truck, the X-Class.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires, your journey, our passion. Dow Automotive Systems, advanced materials that deliver better results. And by Lear, a global leader in automotive seating and electrical systems.
Late last year, Mercedes showed off a concept version of its new pickup truck, the X-Class, and now we're getting our first taste of the final product. It keeps many of the styling attributes of the concept, but we also see a few tweaks, most notably in the bed area. The oval taillights have evolved into vertical pieces pushed out to the edges of the bed, and an integrated roll bar has been added. The interior doesn't look quite as posh as the concept, but is otherwise unchanged. All trim levels come with a ladder-type frame, independent suspension in the front, and a solid axle in the rear. There are 3 trim levels in all. The pure trim is the most basic. It's for rugged, functional use. The progressive trim has a little extra styling and could be considered more of a business truck. Last is power, which has even more styling and a little more aimed at comfort and performance. The first examples will come with the choice of 2 4-cylinder diesel engines, and a V6 diesel will be offered midway through 2018. 6-speed manual or 7-speed automatic transmission can be paired to all-wheel drive. It's a selectable system, but a permanent all-wheel drive system will come as a V6 only option in 2018. A couple of interesting options include a rear bumper delete so the tailgate can open 180 degrees, and perhaps the ugliest bed cap I've ever seen in my life. The X-Class will be available in most markets outside of the U.S., meaning it will come in left and right-hand drive and will be built through its partnership with Renault-Nissan in Spain and Argentina. And while we're on the subject of Mercedes, the automaker is recalling more than 3 million diesel cars in Europe to update software to improve emissions. There will be no charge to the customer, and it will cost Mercedes $255 million. The automaker is being investigated in both the U.S. and Germany for excessive emissions in its diesel vehicles, so this move sure looks like a response to that situation. And hey, don't forget to join us for Autoline After Hours tomorrow, when our special guest will be Diane Schneider, who will be here to tell us all about the Concours d'Elegance at St. John's. So join John and Gary for some of the best gearhead talk in this business. And coming up next, John will be here to talk about the cost of owning an electric car and how those costs are going to go up.
Bridgestone engineers are helping Larry Fitzgerald go long.
Bridgestone's dual Relenza Plus is engineered to go 80,000 miles.
I love anything that goes long. Long hair, long passes, long dogs.
We're going to do this for 80,000 miles? Or?
Long hugs, long weekends.
Whether it's on television, online, or through social media, Autoline knows how to effectively get your marketing message to the people you want to reach. Contact Stacy Eman today.
There are a number of studies out there that predict the cost of owning an electric car will reach parity with gasoline cars in another 5 to 7 years. But those studies ignore two important factors: the cost of electricity and road taxes. Everyone knows that the electric grid in the United States needs a major overhaul. The cost to do so is estimated at $2 trillion. That is going to raise electric rates and probably raise them significantly. And public charging stations don't come for free. In Palo Alto, California, home to Tesla, all municipal garages will now start charging 23 cents per kilowatt hour for recharging electric cars. That is more than double the national average cost for electricity and probably a sign of things to come. And then we come to road taxes. In most countries, roads and bridges are paid for with taxes on gasoline and diesel. But EVs do not support that infrastructure, and that's clearly unsustainable. In the U.S., at least 10 states have already added annual fees on EVs that range anywhere from $43 to $300. Seems likely all states will start doing this. Electric cars do represent the wave of the future and will undoubtedly become quite popular in the years to come. But as the cost of building those cars comes down, the cost of operating them is going to go up. And so that parity with gasoline cars may be farther away than some are projecting. Anyway, that's how I see it. And as always, we welcome your feedback in the comments section. And with that, we wrap up today's report. Thanks for watching, and please join us again tomorrow.